guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be covering Star Wars Squadrons, which got another kind of gameplay reveal of sorts, as some people that are part of the EA Game Changers program were allowed to get some hands-on gameplay this past week, and were allowed to record. So, a bunch of the bigger Battlefront YouTubers have videos of Squadrons gameplay. This is a little disappointing for me because I wanted to be one of the first Squadrons videos, but I kind of was expecting a event like this to happen, so I'm not too surprised. But now we get to see even more Squadrons gameplay and gonna get to see how fleet battles and stuff actually work. So I was really excited, and if you're wondering where can I find some of these videos, I will link a few channels in the description, or you can ask me in the comments and I'll tell you a few different channels that I know of that were part of that event and have some gameplay. If you have any other questions about Squadrons that I don't cover in this video, please ask me down in the comments and I will answer them as well as I can. I have also pre-ordered Squadrons, so I'm going to attempt to get a video out the day of the release, if not the day after. So look forward to that, but we're going to have to wait for October. Before we get right into the video, I wanted to apologize for not uploading in a while here. I've had a super busy schedule and haven't had any time to record or edit or anything, so now I will hopefully be back here. I have now started playing Battlefront 2 again after about a week and a half just break. I was a little bit tired of the game, but I've got some big videos in store for you guys. I will be ranking all the reinforcements in Battlefront 2, and I will do the same for the heroes in the next month or two. So look out for those videos and make sure you're subscribed to the channel with those notifications on so you don't miss either of those videos. So with all that out of the way, let's get stuck right into the video. So Squadrons, as I said, got some more gameplay, and I am honestly even more excited than I was before. The controls are simpler than I was expecting, but it's still going to be a very challenging game. So with the new gameplay out, now we know the controls a little bit better, since these people that were part of the Game Changers program got some hands-on gameplay. So now the controls are kind of out, so I'm going to go over those as far as I know, just a little bit here. So the steering controls are basically the same as Battlefront, except for the fact that you do have a boost, which is basically just a sprint button, which is going to be nice that you can actually boost so we can break the death loop, which is a problem in Battlefront 2. You can also drift by boosting like that, so that's going to be a fun mechanic to play with. So, the piloting is going to be similar, but it's still going to be hard. So I'm looking forward to that. You can also choose a target that appears on your in your cockpit on your HUD, basically, and it shows how much health the target has and how far away from you they are. You also have your health and your ammo on there. Your lasers work a little bit differently in Squadrons than they do in Battlefront. They have this overheat, except basically, at least on the X-Wing, there's this little red bar. Goes all the way up when your lasers are fully charged, and then as you shoot them it goes down, and then when it hits 0, you're out of laser charge. So basically it's like the overheat, and then it'll regenerate. So that's how that works. And then the abilities, I think, are also the same as Battlefront. Left ability, right ability, middle ability. Although I think the middle ability might be Y instead of both bumpers. I'm not exactly sure on that. Now, the power conversion, this is what surprised me. It's not as hard as I was expecting. So, if you're not sure what I'm referring to, this is the where you can change where your ship's power is going to, whether that's your shields, your engines, or your lasers. So if it's on your engines, you have better boost regeneration because you have like a limited amount of boost time. And once that runs out, you can't boost for a little while. You have better regeneration on that. And you also have better speed in general. Whereas if it's on the shields, your shields have better regeneration, more health, and if they're on the lasers, you can shoot for longer and more powerful. So most of the time, you're probably going to want your power on your engines, just for maneuverability, except when you're like shredding into a capital ship, you're either going to want it on your lasers or your shields, most likely, because the capital ships have a lot of firepower, so you don't want to get shot down, so you put up your shields. You can angle your deflector shields. I believe that is with the X button on Xbox or square on PlayStation. And you can also make them all even. And this is all controlled by the D-pad, and it's actually quite simple. So down on the D-pad makes them all even, balanced, and then I think it's left is the well, I don't remember which one was which, but then it's left, up, and right for the different things that you can put it on. So again, most of the time you're gonna want it on your engines, but sometimes you're gonna want it on your shields if you're doing a bombing run on a capital ship. And so the controls are much more simple than I was expecting. And especially the power conversion, which I don't know if you can be more precise about it. Like if you want to put like 50% in your like engines and then 30% in your lasers and the other 20 in your shields, you could do that, but I don't know if you can. There might be like a way to do that, but I don't know. Now, the dashes allow you to drift, which we did see in the gameplay reveal, which is really cool. And it also does make the death loop not work, which is super nice. In Battlefront, it's a problem because basically you just go in circles around. So basically, if you get on someone's tail, it just starts circling, and you're circling after them, and then you just go in endless loops, and it just never stops. Like, it normally doesn't last for too long if there's enough cover on the map, because then you'll like duck behind something. But it's a bit of a problem, Battlefront, because there's no way to break out of it, whereas in Squadrons there is. Also in Squadrons, you can bring your ship to a complete stop, but then you're just kind of floating there, so there's no point. And the most unique thing about Squadrons I've seen so far is that when you hit an object, you don't instantly die like in Battlefront, which is such an annoying thing, because if you just clip an asteroid with the tip of your wing, you're completely dead. Whereas in this case, you just take a bit of damage. This is especially helpful since we are playing in the first person, so then we don't have to worry quite as much about crashing and dying for a random reason. But I wouldn't recommend going around ramming into stuff. Sometimes it does crack your windshield, which is kind of cool, but it does do quite a bit of damage. So it's not like it's not a bad thing. So I think that's going to be a nice mechanic, and I'm going to be happy about that. Now, obviously, you've got your right trigger to shoot, which should be fairly self-explanatory, but just in case some people, like, don't know, it's right trigger to shoot. But anyway, that's it for the controls, and now I'm going to talk a little bit about their abilities. So basically, in your customization, you can change your abilities. So you have different attachments, left ability, right ability, middle ability, and each has its own section and the different attachments you can put on your ship, and then you get to choose an ability for each one. So if you want 2 abilities from the same section, too bad, you can only have one. But these abilities do have limited charges, and once you run out, you need to resupply to get them back. And to do this, you either need to pick up a supply drop from a support ship, or go back to one of your capital ships to resupply, which makes using these abilities much more strategic. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. This also makes the role of the support ship even more important, because you cannot regenerate health in Squadrons, only shields, which is interesting because TIE fighters don't have shields, so that you really need the TIE Reaper or some sort of ability that allows you to regenerate health to keep yourself alive, because otherwise you don't have a way of regenerating health without the help of a support ship. Now moving into a little bit of customization. As you know, basically everything in this game is customizable. However, it's so much more than I was initially expecting. So you can customize basically everything. Your ship has many different skins, decals, and even the cockpit of your ship can be customized. There's tons of stuff you can put in your cockpit. You can put holograms in your cockpit, and you can put like different items that are hanging from the cockpit. Like there's this one that's like a skull. I know a lot of people are going to be liking that. I know a few people in particular that will really like that. I know I probably will. So it's a really huge amount of customization, and the customization doesn't stop at just like skins in your pilot, which you may say, well, it's all first person, so what's the point of customizing your pilot? Well, at the end of each match, the winning team gets, you see all the pilots on the winning team and the losing team and all that. So every match you get to see your pilots. So that's why those are customizable. And as well as just customizing skins, this customization also goes into your gameplay, where you can change your primary weapons, your hulls, your engines, and these all give you different stat boosts, as well as reduced stuff. So it's kind of points are just balanced, but the other stuff gives you like a boost to one thing, but reduces a stat in another category to balance it. So I really like this, and you can also customize your abilities. Each ability, left, right, and middle abilities, have different customization sections, so you can customize all of this. The amount of customization for just a $40 game is crazy, and what we saw in the EA Game Changers event isn't even all of it, so I'm so excited to see the rest of it. Before I wrap up the video, I'm going to talk about game modes just briefly here. We didn't learn a lot new about the game modes except for some mechanics, I guess, how exactly fleet battles work, which you can check out some other actual people who did the gameplay for that. But dogfight mode is actually going to be a lot better than I was expecting initially, just because the gameplay is so interesting and the maps are so good. But fleet battles are still going to be better. So, despite this being a smaller game and only having a couple of game modes in one era, this game is going to be so good. It also has like a practice range mode where you can test out controls and stuff, which is also super nice. But don't write off this game just because it's small. It's only $40. You're getting so much more than the $40. And there's not even microtransactions somehow, so I highly recommend you give this game a chance. Don't just write it off as another Starfighter Assault. So I hope you guys check this game out. I for sure am excited. So that is my verdict, and I think a lot of other people are excited like I am. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys out on the battlefront.